months. And I've been trying to get it on a dyno since the day I bought it. So today I'm headed out to CarFest at Pit Race, and they actually have a mobile dyno, and I'm actually scheduled to get on that today at 4:40 p.m. So we're headed out there now. I'm not super sure how accurate a mobile dyno setup is. I've never really seen anyone on it or, you know, compared the numbers to a stationary dyno. But they do have a mobile dyno out here. I'm going to get the M4 on it, and I cannot wait to see what kind of numbers it puts down. Now, of course, I want to see 500 at the wheels. A little skeptical, just like I wanted to see, you know, 11-second quarter mile times at the drag race. I was way off of that, but, you know, on the dyno, there's a lot less room for error than trying to drag race, you know, manual transmission car. So they also have a car show going on out here. This is the same place I did the track day in the M4 in the previous video, so there'll be cars on the track. They also have a world-class go-kart track here, so that'll be going on, and they'll be having an autocross. So I think I'm really, you know, just going to be concerned about getting the car on a dyno. Oh, and they also have flashlight tracks too. So I'm going to get the car on the dyno, then maybe we'll get into something else. But the main concern of this video today is to get this car finally on the dyno and see what kind of numbers it's actually putting to the wheels. Now, I wanted to do this when the car was bone stock, and then every time I added a modification, I wanted to, you know, rerun it. But like I said, I've been trying to do this for 9 months. Couldn't get on a dyno anywhere in the greater Pittsburgh area. So, you know, I already have the AFV Magnum 4 Stage 2 intake and also the Dynon Stage 2 tune on the car. So the next modification hopefully is going to be the exhaust. So once we get to see, you know, we'll see what the numbers it puts down today, and then maybe once the exhaust gets on, or if it's, you know, before winter, we'll try to get the car on another dyno and see what the exhaust puts out. So we're heading there now. We should be there in about 20 minutes, and then we'll get the car on the dyno, see what kind of numbers it puts down. Stay tuned. Alright guys, we're pulling up here to Pit Race. I don't know if you guys are live in the Pittsburgh area, if you've ever been out here, but it's a really, really nice facility, and it actually gets better every time I come. They have autocross, a road course, skid pad, go-kart track. I mean, they got a little bit of everything. So if you've never been out here, you should definitely come check it out. course. We got a battle of the two fastest cars tonight. They're both supercharged Mustangs. Looks like the orange one took it. Here we go, guys. Going up on the dyno. Finally.
I used to get pulled over all the time, and now I
say? That's a hell of a torque.
Yeah, it seems weird.
Crossed.
First pull we kind of got some RPM. The other pulls, it can't get no RPM unless we take everything off the top of the engine. We can't get RPM off the thing.
So you're just kind of guessing?
Well, yeah, like that first pull we got RPM up until that certain point, and then the last two pulls we didn't. It didn't make any more power, any difference in Sport Plus or anything like that.
Really?
That's just for like steering and shit.
Well, the Sport Plus, it does, if you put it in the other ones, it does make the car have less power when you drive it.
Yeah, when it turns off, when everything turns off, like the stability, the brake, like see the ABS and all that shit's off. When it does that, it goes into like the default.
So it might be like
brake mode, you know.
Okay. All right. All right, guys. So there you have it. First 3 pulls on the dyno for the M4. They were having an issue with trying to pick up the tach signal on my car. I guess it's kind of buried under some things, so they had pulled the engine cover off. Still wasn't getting a good tach signal. They could only read the tach up to like 38,000 RPM. So the horsepower numbers were a little less than I thought. We're looking at 361 horsepower, which, you know, I was hoping closer to 500. But it did put out 478 foot-pounds of torque, which is pretty impressive. But I think the horsepower number should have been closer to the torque figure. Like I said, they were having some issues, you know, picking up the tach signal. I don't know if that would have changed anything, but finally we got it on the dyno and we got some graphs to prove it. So here you can see only 361.85 horsepower, but max torque was 478.01, which is pretty respectable. So here's the specs here. 97 degrees, humidity 13%. All the torque figures were pretty similar. Unless I'm reading something wrong here. That says power horsepower, and we're all the way up close to 500. Maybe I read this wrong. All right, guys, there was a little bit of confusion here with the numbers. It actually put down 476 horsepower to the wheel and 478 foot-pounds of torque. So I stand corrected. It was close to 500 to the wheels. There's Jay. So yeah, I was a little bit confused. Got some confirmation on the graphs. So we were pretty close to 500 horsepower, foot-pounds and torque at the wheels. So that's a good number. All right, so we're getting ready to head home. It's starting to get dark. So the final numbers were 476 horsepower and 478 foot-pounds of torque at the wheels. So that's a pretty good number. Like I said, I was hoping for 500 wheel horsepower. So we're well over 500 at the crank with the, you know, the 20% rule. So yeah, that's it. I got the car on the dyno like I had planned. It worked out. We got to watch some street racing. We got to see a little bit of autocross. Got to watch the go-karts. So if you've never been out to this complex, there's something for everyone out here. So if you're in the greater Pittsburgh area, I definitely recommend you stopping by. So that pretty much wraps it up for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. You saw what the M4 put down. Let me know what you think of that, or what you thought it should have put down. I'm curious to see, or if you guys have an M3, M4, what kind of numbers you're all putting down. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you check out my new Facebook page, and be sure to follow me on Instagram. Have a great night.